The trap of judging unconscious people. Brilliant topic. But why can't we do it? Why can't you judge people who are not conscious? People who are not spiritual and self-actualizing? It's because you're only ever judging yourself. So when you look at someone and you're judging them, all you are ever judging is your own self. There's actually nothing to reality other than your own self. And so when you look out, all that's ever happening is an act of projection. You are seeing yourself and you are judging that part of yourself. This humbles you. This makes you realize, man, I got some work to do. For example, I take the train in London. And recently I was on the train and this person was opposite me and he was on his phone. And right away I was kind of like, dude, don't judge the person, he's just on his phone. But then this person, he started to play TikTok videos out loud, really loud. And it was very triggering for the spiritual ego. And I started to become more and more judgmental of this person. And to be completely honest with you, man, it was getting fucking annoying. And I was very, very close to getting up and moving. And just as I was about to leave my seat, I thought to myself, oh, I'm judging myself right now in this person. It's just me. That's all that's going on. It's just projection. This aspect of reality is pure. There's nothing inherently bad about this person. He's completely fine, actually, man. But I'm putting things on him, okay? My mind is saying things like, oh, how can you be so unconscious? How can you do that to your attention span, dude? Like, what are you even doing right now? I'm saying that all to myself. And I realized this and I was like, fuck, man. So the reason it's unwise to judge other people is because you're only ever putting your own things, your own stuff, and your own shadow onto them via projection. And the more you do this, the more asleep that you are. Because you think, oh, they're so unconscious, they're so bad, they're so unspiritual. You're always talking about yourself. The very, very wise person, they realize that all of their judgments are literally just about them. It's a pure mirroring act. Okay, there's only you. If you speak and voice your judgments a lot, you voice and verbalize these judgments, it's actually harder to become aware of them. Now, one reason this is because when you speak, it's actually harder to be conscious. Whereas when you're silent, it's easier to see that you are judging, and not just judging, you're judging yourself. The wise person is silent because they can be more introspective. They can be more deep in their own thinking. Whereas, you notice if you're just speaking a lot, man, your mind is shallow. You're not really thinking. You want to be silent so you can see this. Because it takes you a long, long time to see that your judgments are just you. And unconscious people, they're just you. And so the thing to do here, which is always the thing to do, which I did on the train, is realize what's happening, realize you are judging yourself, and then melt these judgments into love, right? That is to say, become present in the moment and come from your higher self. When you're coming from your higher self, you actually love yourself, even if you are judging these unconscious people. If you're really, really coming from your higher self, you can see, this is a very deep point, that all that's happening here is almost like a game, like a cosmic game, where you as God have planted these unconscious people in your reality almost as like a spiritual test. Because really you are God, you are the universe, no doubt. And all that's really coming out in these moments, man, is spiritual ego, which of course is not you, okay? Your higher self knows that that person, whoever they are, whatever their level of consciousness, however spiritual they are, your higher self knows that they are perfection, okay? Absolutely perfect, because your higher self can do something. It can actually see reality as absolute. When we say something is absolute, we don't see the kind of like relative and finite in the thing. We see it as absolute, as complete God, as only God. When something is absolute, it is absolute. So just to go full circle, what I did on the train was I sat there in my seat, I didn't move, and I just looked at this person with love. And I realized they are absolute consciousness. And not just that, it's my own consciousness that I'm seeing. I'm seeing God, I'm seeing the universe. And this is a profound thing to see in comparison to what the spiritual ego sees, which is some unconscious person who I should judge. Okay, so extremely important topic, this one. I have no doubt we'll come back to it at some point because it's very, very important. But that is going to be it for us today. If you want any support on your path, I do offer coaching and mentoring. If you're interested in those, you can check out the link in the description. Otherwise, man, that's going to be it for me. Take care, and as always, peace.